new show coming here to Q13 Fox.
And it is hosted by this woman right here, Tamron Hall. We are so excited to have you here. You're an accomplished award-winning journalist. Your show premieres September 9th. It's at 11 o'clock. And we're so happy to have you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, of course. Are you kidding me? This is awesome. I love Seattle. This is my second visit. I was here, I think it was 2 years ago. The Bush family hosted the Points of Light conference here, and I received the Points of Light award. And I was here for 2 days. The weather was spectacular. And now I'm back. It's spectacular, which warranted me to bring out my floral suit.
You look fabulous.
It's like Seattle brought out the flowers, so in me anyway.
Don't tell the rest of the country it's spectacular. We have enough people moving here as it is.
Listen, I know. I'm going to tell you, my best friend moved here 3 years ago. They lived in a teeny tiny apartment in New York, sold that apartment, and now they live, you know, their apartment in Seattle overlooks everything. It's stunning. I'm like, I need to follow in their footsteps and move to Seattle.
We would definitely love to have you here again and again. Absolutely. So we do want to talk about your show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to have it here on Q13. Talk a little bit about the show, what people can expect. I mean, this is just, it's sort of another evolution in your career.
It really, you know what? I think what we're doing is actually just continuing a lot of what I've done. At one point in time, I was on, I think, 5 TV shows. I had the Today Show, MSNBC, Deadline Crime.
When did you sleep?
You know, very little. And now that I have a newborn, my body's in training for that. But we were on, you know, Bear Grylls. I was hosting the 4th of July Macy's, and Sister Wives did this on TLC. And so we thought, why not bring in all of these shows into one location, all of these different parts of my career and my life that people have gotten to know, and put it in one location. And while the show says Tamron Hall, I really wanted a show that felt like community. As soon as we sat down together, we started talking about fashion. Liz, by the way, has a pattern dress she wants to wear, but she's afraid to wear it.
I'm going to wear it tomorrow because you said that it's going to be fabulous, so I believe it. I mean, look at you. I believe it.
And so in 2 seconds of meeting one another, we start talking and laughing together, because when you meet people where they are, meaning their real selves, their heart, ripping off the masks, suddenly you have real friends. And you talk about, okay, I'm insecure about wearing this dress. Girl, wear that dress. And that's what the show is. It's about taking off these masks that we put on every day and saying, this is who I am. This is me when I'm vulnerable. This is when I feel strong. This is when I feel not so great. And this is when I feel wonderful. And sharing that with one another.
I have to commend you for that, because I mean, we talk about that all the time. It can be hard, especially in this world of social media where everyone is snapping at one another. I mean, to have that vulnerability that you're showing, I commend you.
It takes a lot. Listen, I tell people I love social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. Be sure to follow us, by the way, that's a plug. But, you know, we put ourselves in this cage, we lock it, and we throw away the key. It's the only time in the history of man that we cage ourselves. So I want to bust open the cage, saying to people, on the outside, we may not look anything alike, but truly on the inside, the journey is the same. When I left my old job in the way that it all went down, I was embarrassed, I was hurt. We've all been in this business, and you work hard, you come in when someone says, come in, you do everything, and suddenly you're not the person being picked for the team. We're back to 5th grade when we're not being picked to play on the soccer team or the baseball team.
We could talk about that all day.
Like, right, you're like, put me in, and they're like, no, the person 3 rows behind you, we're gonna put them in. And that rejection stings, but how do you get back up when love doesn't work out, when your dream job doesn't work out? And that's what life is about, being on the mat, but not staying on the mat. So the show will talk a lot about life, but we're going to talk about fashion, fun, all of those wonderful things. I tell people all the time, you know, it's my ongoing joke that my team is sick of hearing. Shrek is my favorite movie, and there's a scene with Donkey and Shrek. And they say, you know, life, we're a parfait, we're layered. And then Shrek says, well, like an onion, and I could imitate the whole scene, and I could do my Eddie Murphy, but they're not paying me enough to do that. But the reality is we're layered. You know, if you only talk about sports, I'm going to say, wait a minute, is it the Seahawks or the Dallas Cowboys? What are we talking about? If you only talk about fashion, people go, okay, that's great. If you talk about politics these days, everyone wants to run out the door. But if you talk about everything, being a mom, not being a mom, being in a situation where I'm married, not, it builds a relationship. And that's what our show is going to be.
Even in promoting the show, you've been so honest about yourself and your own life and what's changed over the last 2.5 years. I got to ask about your son. You've been so brave to talk about your journey with IVF, for example. I mean, first, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
My husband and I went through IVF. I know the challenges involved in that. Why be so honest about such a personal thing?
Well, you know what? I felt like if I was going to return to television, and I debated what I would do next, I had to be real. I wanted to make people proud, my mother and all the viewers who were rooting for me. And that included me telling my true journey. And listen, I jokingly say I'm 199,000 years old and I have a baby now named Moses. So God said, I'm going to give her a pass and give her a good kid, but I also want her to share her story. And for me, it's about being real. I mean, I sat there with my husband and we had multiple failed rounds, and I leaned on my friends and my family, and that got me through. And then when I started to share that experience, so many families said the same thing. I was going through this. And by the way, once I became a mom, my friend, I remember, called me and she said, you know, welcome to the Mommy Club. And I felt away. I didn't feel great about that because I don't want to be a part of a club.
Yeah.
You know, I was a non-mom for such a long time. And I remember saying to someone, I would have been the only woman on the Today Show who wasn't a mom, but that doesn't mean I'm not a woman, and that doesn't mean I'm not compassionate. So yes, it's fun to have a team, but we're all on the same team. This is a team of life. We're trying to do the best we can. We're trying to get through it the best we can.
I love you.
Day to day.
Please move here and be our friend.
Exactly.
I'm your
like,
friend
I'm ready
right
to
now.
go to happy hour and just like do
Done.
this. All right.
I'm into it.
So you said that having him was one of the most epic moments of your life.
It was, until yesterday.
I was going to say, show us
yeah.
this video.
So we want to watch
happened?
this. Okay, stop and watch this right now.
Trophy for Tamron! Trophy for Tamron! Hey!
Hey! All right. That was an incredible catch.
This was spontaneous.
This was not planned. My team and I. First of all, if anyone ever thought I was cool, like this morning I was trying to channel Bruno Mars, and I looked at that video, I'm going, woo, woo, like it's the 80s. What is wrong with me?
I said, the 80s, let's bring it
Oh
back.
my,
Let's bring it back, yes.
No, we had a break. We were in Portland yesterday, landed in Seattle, and I told my team, you've got to go down to the market. Pike Market, it's the most beautiful thing. And so we decided to take a spontaneous trip. The guys there at the market started chatting. Next thing you know, that was all spontaneous. That fish was 16 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And we donated it to the Senior Citizen Center down below.
Oh, cool.
So I said, now if I catch this fish, anyone can post it. If I don't catch it, you better not put this up. So they call me One Take Tamron, or at least I call myself that. But we caught the fish, and we're so honored that we were able to donate it to the seniors downstairs. So it was just, you know, that's how life is.
Yeah.
You can't plan it, and that's the show. I don't want to plan it. I don't want this strict, strident rule of who we are and what we cover. I want it to be an experience just like that, where I met 5 dudes I never met in my life, fishmongers. I'm a kid from Luling, Texas, and we had the best 20 minutes of my life, second to me having that little boy that's waiting on me to get home.
I love how spontaneous that is,
Yeah.
too, because like you just went down there. I always feel like you have to have an attitude of yes, where it's like you go down there, yes, I'm going to
100%.
try it, yes, I'm going to toss a fish. It's just,
And you have to
never
realize
know.
that, again, if you meet people where they are, I could have walked in with an entourage. We're on a shoot, a promo shoot for the Tamron Hall show. I walked in, we started chatting and became fast friends. Now they follow me on social media. And in the middle of all that, we were able to help out some people who will never know us. You know, that's what life is. It's not about black, white, male, female. Yes, those are the realities of it, and we should all appreciate the differences and understand. But the reality of it is we're together. We're doing the best we can, and that sometimes is enough.
All right, really fast. We have
Okay.
some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay, here we
Let's
go.
Start with favorite city.
Oh, my favorite city?
No matter what.
St. George, Utah.
All right, favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookies and cream, Bluebell.
Ooh,
It's what I grew up on.
Yes,
Good.
Bluebell.
What I grew up on.
Oh, okay, favorite pizza topping?
Favorite pizza top, pepperoni.
Oh, it's Seahawks training camp day, so
Yes.
favorite Seahawk.
Come on. Russell Wilson. Are you kidding me? Come on. I mean, his wife prayed for him and he came. Come on.
Again, Tamron Hall, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here. It's such a joy to meet you.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. And thank you guys for the love. And I need to see you in that printed dress
Well, I'm
tomorrow.
going to send you a photo
Put it on
now.
Instagram, okay?
It was a definite yes. And again, check out her show. I mean, you just heard about it. You don't want to miss this. It premieres on Q13 Fox September 9th at 11 o'clock.
She's our new BFF. So
I know.
you gotta
Thank
tune
you.
in.
Now, my best friend Chris Erickson, who lives here with his husband Art, they may compete with you all, but I say we have a big Seattle dinner.
Yes.
When I come back, we invite the guys from the fish market, we invite some other people, and we have a Seattle party. Why
Yes,
not?
yes.
We'll charge it to the station.
Yeah, they'll take care of it. Absolutely. And we can't cook, but we'll bring plenty of wine.
Okay, done.
Thank you.
Bill, back to you.
All right, hey, still to come.